Good morning and a pleasant welcome to another fascinating edition of the program 50/50 on Sky 107.1. Today's day, 25th day of April 2024. My name is Matthias Labini and I'm here with the Doyen of Talk Show in Liberia, Tima Ajira. This morning, we are concerned and we're asking too many questions in our heads, but we decided to put these questions out and post them to someone that is in a position to respond to them. One question I've been asking teammates: what does it mean for Liberia to have, for example, 50 kilowatts of power supply from Ivory Coast? But you woke up one morning and heard the news that's now been dropped to 10 kilowatts. 50 kilowatts means who has access to electricity, who doesn't. 10 kilowatts means also who has access to electricity, who doesn't. This morning, we are privileged to have with us a fine gentleman, an intellectual, I believe, and someone who's going to delve into this conversation and guide the public on what to take and what to not take, Mr. Philip Kamara Fale. He's the Senior Manager, Communication, Information, and Public Affairs Department at the Liberia Electricity Corporation. At 11:30, our lounge will be open. You too can join the conversation and ask Mr. Fale questions that you have on your mind concerning LEC. I'm sure you'll be ready to respond to them. We'll be right back after this break.
After being in the business for more than 20 years, Uptown Garage has all it takes to make your car work best for you. Uptown Garage has all sizes of quality tires. We also have the efficient and long-lasting Uptown batteries. Uptown Garage also has a state-of-the-art 2023 upgraded diagnosis.
Hey, Tanu, what happened to you so?
Julie, I worry. I need to pay McDonald's school fee first thing tomorrow morning. And today is Sunday. I finish and get worse.
But there's no problem there at all. It's possible you can still pay it tomorrow.
Lord, I think you are not level. I'm not joking. If you can't help me, tell me alone.
Yeah, I can help you. Let me ask you, have you heard about EcoBank Money Emergency Number?
You say what? Just leave me alone. I'm telling you, I need to pay my money tomorrow morning first thing. And then be open way 9 o'clock. They can't help me.
But you're not even going to the bank, Tanu. All you have to do is to dial *326# and request for 50% of your salary. You will pay EcoBank back within 30 days, and the interest are only 3%. The money will be sent to your account in a minute, and you can use your ATM card to withdraw it from any EcoBank ATM.
Dalame, you mean I'll get it the same day?
Oh yes, instantly. I mean in a minute. But to you, EcoBank that baby.
I say so.
Oh, I beg you, yeah. EcoBank can make things happen sharp. For any money emergency, just dial *326# to help yourself out.
EcoBank, the Pan African Bank.
Work best for you. Uptown Garage has all sizes of quality tires. We also have the efficient and long-lasting Uptown batteries. Uptown Garage also have a state-of-the-art 2023 upgraded diagnoser that can easily detect and fix any problem with your car. Is your car having any electrical problem? Or is it the air conditioner? Well, Uptown Garage has a professional electrician who is up to the task of programming and solving all electrical problems on your car. Uptown Garage is at the intersection of Broad and Nelson Streets with the Uptown Spare Parts Store on Broad Street. We also have our garage and showroom at Rehab for original spark plugs from Japan, oil filters, engine oil, and everything you need to get your car working perfectly. Come to Uptown Garage. We'll give you 1 month warranty. Uptown Garage also have a tow truck that can tow your car anywhere for a fee. Contact Uptown Garage headquarters on 0777 553317, 0886 553317, or our rehab branch on 0770 902865. Uptown Garage, your 100% Liberian-owned business, is here to put a smile on your face.
Thank you very much. Back on 50-50 on Thursday morning. Today I have one newspaper.
For more than 20 years, Uptown Garage has all it takes to make your car work best for you.
Front page newspaper. It says for the 1.33% of results put Unity Party's Yan Triad in early lead as independent Kennedy Jeremiah also in comfortable lead in Grand Jita District number 1 by elections. Discussing options for war crime court establishment emphasis laid out on challenges and potential roadblocks that may arise in the process. I will give to humanity until the end of my life, Jetty vows, and he says he will celebrate his birthday with inmates, disadvantaged citizens in Monrovia, Markibi, and vow to train them to make them productive citizens. Representative Richard Kuhn denies plans to unseat the House Speaker Jay Fonati Kofad and says attention focuses on promoting arrest agenda. Kuhn said maybe in 2029, not now, unquote. I have no plan to remove the speaker. Maybe we will wait until 2029, but not for now. One good thing is that I still have the support of my members, and I know we can work things out to promote the arrest agenda in the best way possible. This talk is Vlad. That's Vlad talk. That there's nothing. He has the option. They want to move Fonati, but they don't have the numbers to move Fonati. So sly way to find a comfortable falling. He said maybe wait for 2029. 2029 said you will not even be the Speaker of the Honorable House of Representatives as long as Fonati is there. You gotta run for that. Supreme Court orders withdrawal of nominations to TLA, LNLA, NIR and Governing Commission, citing illegal nomination, while the government, Professor Tappe, lost the tenure battle. It says in our quote, there be no showing of the existence of any of the conditions for the petitioner's removal from office as stipulated in acts creating the respective entities to which the petitioners are appointed. Their said removal from office prior to the expiration of their tenure without due process is ultra virus. Supreme Court says that the back page of the front page newspaper is the front page newspaper. The football column says, a slap in the face of Liberian veteran President Joseph Boakai appoints Senegalese Kebi as Liberian ambassador at large for sports. That's what we got today. Good one there from the Front Page Africa newspaper. But most importantly, we have a very special guest in the studio. The issue of electricity in Liberia is not a small issue, by the way. And a lot of people in many communities are right now, upon hearing LEC, whether the person is about to talk about marketing or so. Once it's LEC, you hear people raising their concerns. Some will talk about power theft, some will talk about wire cutting and all of that. But Mr. Fale, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning. And it's very pleasant to be here this morning, right, and in your very cozy studio.
Right.
and to sit along with the doyen of talk shows in Liberia. I feel it's a pleasure and a privilege to be here. Thank you so much.
And it's good, to know you, meeting you today. Like I said, I met your dad, and we had a very good relationship. May so rest in peace. My sympathy still goes to the family. You are the the senior manager of communication, information, public, affairs, right?
Yes, sure.
At the LEC. What does that mean?
So my function is to, from a department perspective,
right.
We are clothed with the authority and the responsibility to be able to communicate with our customers, our stakeholders, the general public, and potential investments, to be able to effectively communicate our challenges, performance, and prospects of the Liberia Electricity Corporation.
That's a good one. I just want to hear it quickly. Tima is going to come from different angles. Recently, I think it was yesterday, I heard in the news, Mr. Money Captain speaking to some Liberian journalists, updating the public about the status of what we were receiving from the CRSG program, right? Because Liberia is a beneficiary of that. Liberia, Guinea, Sierra Leone, and Cote d'Ivoire. So we're receiving like 50 kilowatts. I don't know what kilowatt is. You need to help us explain that. Now, according to the information, we're now receiving 10 kilowatts. What does that mean? Why did we drop?
So let me bring you from a drawing of how this whole CLSG came about.
Okay.
And I want to give the public a clear insight about, this whole framework. So in 2022, when the Liberia Electricity Corporation, with the government of Liberia and donor partners, lended to having a Liberian management team, and that brought the leadership of Honorable Money Captain, and that was in July of 2022. His first initiative was to ensure that we have this frame agreement with the CLSG. That means Cote d'Ivoire, Liberia, Sierra Leone, and Guinea.
Right.
Is a framework agreement that will, quote unquote, assist each other in terms of power generation, distribution, and transmission.
Right.
And sometimes you heard that Liberia was selling current to the Cote d'Ivoire. The reality is that during the rainy season...
Was that a lie?
Yes. So I'm
was that a lie?
No, I'm trying to give you an insight of the question why people assumed that we were selling current to the African coast. So during the rainy season, we power much more energy.
In Liberia.
Yes. And during the day hours, the peak low, it drops, and significant amount of energy is being reserved. So that CLSG framework has a connection, an ejection point, that whenever you have excess, you pull into the line. So during the rainy season, when our peak low dropped, we have excess current during the day hours. So that excess is being transmitted, injected into the CLSG. It goes back to Africos and redistributed.
Let's put it in this context, because we had this talk about Liberian selling current to the Africos, and I want to get into that very, 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 very substantially.
Okay.
The technical jargon will suits the likes of you whose your training is into those jargons and nomenclature of that. So that doesn't suit me. Okay. I want to understand that. Well, literally, I want to understand when you say in the peak hours, we have a lot of current and we don't have use for that.
Yes. So during the rainy season,
how do you explain that when you say we have a lot of current? Means that I don't know where it's Liberia or it's Monrovia that have this lot of current. Even though in Monrovia, some areas in Monrovia don't have electricity. So please explain that to us.
So
that gave us that sort of charity
spirit.
Yes. To generate such power even though the guys in West Spring have intermediate cost of current, and we're selling current back to the guy who supplies us.
Okay.
Please explain it to us.
So
listeners.
in a more simpler term,
Mhm.
during the rainy season, the McCoffey has excess water. So we generate about 85 megawatts during the rainy season. So during the day hours, when
Mhm.
everybody pulls up to work, and appliances at your homes, your air condition, the freezer, and all of these things are cut off, the energy being consumed by customer, it drops during the day hours. So by 6, 7, 8, 9, by 9 hours, the peak load, it increases. So during the day hours, for example, if we are generating 88 megawatts, then it means that probably about 60 megawatts be consumed in the day hours. So what do we do with the 20 megawatts? We send it back to Ivory Coast, and it cuts down our bills.
But that's gonna be true technically. I don't understand this.
So that's the reality.
No, that's not the reality.
Mm.
There are a lot of how many houses is hooked on the current on electricity in Liberia. When you say we have excess during the day that we don't consume, it means that all the houses connected to LEC have electricity during the day. Is that what you're assuming?
So what I'm saying is that we have a cascading measurement. So during the day hours, we realize from all technical indications that the peak load drops. At night hours, everybody home, and you realize that our peak load it
Meaning the houses
increases.
are connected.
Yes.
The businesses are connected.
Yes, our customers. We are talking about customers base, those that are connected to our grid. So it drops during night hours, and when everybody home and the television, the air condition, everybody. Now, if you do a random sampling, you'll realize that bulk of the people at work at this time.
Right.
So, but that time, the air condition, we have about 210,000 customers at the moment. And by our sampling, you will realize that about 80% of them at our jobs at this hour.
And their appliances are off. Their homes
they
are
are
off.
off.
Let me do a follow-up, Mr. Farley.
Yes.
You made mention of the fact that there is this connection between, of course, 4 countries that are benefiting from the CRSG program.
Yes.
Or framework, as you put it.
Yes.
What I want to get clearly is it that you, during the time, your customers are not subscribing or are not on your line because they're at work and their appliances, all of their, equipment at home are off? Do you send this reserve power to Ivory Coast, saying to Ivory Coast, we have a bill to pay of 10,000, for example, US dollars by this month, but because we are sending this reserve current back to you, this should indicate that our bill should drop, like during, for this month, of our payment, because we are sending you back this. When the customer come back during the evening hours, they might consume more than what was reserved, perhaps. How do you, explain this? Because this is the team I said, these are technical terminologies using, we're finding it difficult to navigate through. Explain that.
So it's an automated system that you don't have to explain to Ivory Coast that you are injecting this amount of megawatts. So it's an automated system. It reads, there's a reading between the gauge that sends current to Ivory Coast, sends current to Sierra Leone, Guinea, and Liberia. So whatever you inject, because of your peak load, it registers automatically.
Right.
Yeah. And it goes against this framework agreement. There are terms and conditions enshrined.
Right.
So all of these things are stated within the
So
framework.
when I send it to Ivory Coast during the
day hours.
The day hours, when I want it in the evening hours, do you send it back to me?
So no. So what happens is that you generate and what you send there,
it's in excess of what I'm supposed to consume.
Yes.
Do you send it back to me when I need it?
So this is why the framework agreement states clearly the amount of megawatts that Ivory Coast will give you, like we are about to discuss. That framework agreement initially, by the start of this year, it was 25 megawatts. And based on His Excellency Joseph Boakai visit to Ivory Coast, based on this arrangement and with the framework document, it was augmented to 25, additional 25, making it 50 megawatts.
Right.
Now, as we speak, like we always said, energy crisis is not only unique to Liberia. At the moment, Ivory Coast is experiencing what we call natural gas reduction decline. So as a result, they have
the same Ivory Coast that we're sending, we're selling the excess to is experiencing decline.
Of course. And Ivory Coast is the third in terms of being giant when it comes to electricity production in West Africa. So you will realize that when Ivory Coast, a country who is a giant, is now experiencing energy crisis, and they are reducing sales or exportation of energy, you realize that energy crisis or electricity crisis is not only unique to Liberia. And this doesn't only affect Liberia.
Mr. Fale, this decline from 50, was I mistaken, some document? I mean, was I saying something different? Because I hear you saying about megawatt,
yes,
and I'm saying about kilowatt. Which one is megawatt? Which one is bigger?
It's
megawatt. The megawatt is bigger than
it's measured in megawatts.
Right. So currently we're receiving 10 megawatts.
Yes, please.
March last month, March 1924, and it comes from the office of Transco CLSG Abidjan, and the caption is necessity of urgent follow-up on increase of electricity supply. Is Transco CLG 024-1/24 reference, return reference is DGYD/KBB/004-20. This letter to Director General. We acknowledge the receipt of your letter dated March 11, 2024, requesting facilitation of the relationship between our company and LEC. We thank you sincerely. The letter continues. Following the recent exchanges between presidents of La Côte d'Ivoire and Liberia, with discussion on, among other things, the increase of electricity exported to Liberia from 25 megawatts to 50 megawatts, we confirm being informed by the Ivorian authorities to provide a positive feedback. Now, this is the caveat. Notwithstanding, we are technically constrained by several our role electricity exportation of 25 kilowatts from April 1 this month. Peak hours 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. due to difficulties expressed above. A list or letter phase to be communicated to you by July 1, 2024. This was what was rolled out. This was what was rolled out. That's why we know Joseph Baker requested, look, we're having some constraints. The sheriff communicated back to us and say, yes, your stuff that you requested is hereby received, and we do ABCD. We have this assurance. All of a sudden, you drop it from 25 where Joseph Baker told you that was not sufficient, that he wanted 50. Now you're coming out to 10. How many houses will be served? Why is this?
Now, so the issue is we will have exclusive control over electricity generation, transmission, and distribution within our reach. The CLSG is a framework agreement and is based on what you received against.
My brother, what I'm talking about, we have 25 and it seems not to serve our purpose. Now they're reducing it to 10. That is our concern.
Now, so they have communicated that they have a very significant issue with a natural gas reduction, which powers the generation of energy.
What should Liberians expect?
So now,
what should we expect? 25 could not serve us. Now you drop off from 25, even though you said Baga begged for the additional 25 to make it 50 megawatts. 25 couldn't serve us. That's why you noticed 25 couldn't serve us.
Great.
Now you're dropping 25 to 10.
So this is a call in action that serious investment needs to be made in our electricity or energy sector. And this is why we continue to be very aggressive in terms of energy expansion in our own country. You will get to realize of recent, a few weeks ago, we had the World Bank delegation visiting the Mankofi and a site that has been expected to construct a new dam. This is why they roll out the strategic roadmap for the Liberia Electricity Corporation is that we need to construct our own dam to have exclusive control over what we generate and what we distribute.
Yeah.
So this is why, as we speak, we have secured a 300 million and additional discussions with all our donor partners to ensure that we have the full amount for the construction of a new dam that will be able to
300 million, sir, from whom?
From the World Bank.
Okay, now quickly, I just want to do a follow on what Tim asked, the question that Tim has asked earlier, Mr. Fale.
Yes.
Right. We're receiving 25 initially.
Yeah.
And the president begged for additional 25.
Yes.
When did the additional 25 take effect in terms of supply? Did you people make use of the 50?
No.
Because 25 per 25 is 50. Did you make use of the 50 before this cut down to 10?
So when the president visited Ivory Coast,
that was last March.
Yes. So when he returned, there are, as part of this framework agreement, there is something called the PPA. That is the Power Purchase Agreement. And it comes on the basis of terms and conditions. So after it was arranged and discussed with the president, this PPA took about a week plus to come into effect. So we started utilizing this 50 megawatts, but the agreement was that the 50 megawatt comes in section like was read, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. So we were just
25 of that come from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.
That was March. That communication is in March.
No, the rollout they're talking about, that initial phase of the increase of electricity exportation of 25 megawatts from April 1 to June 30th.
Yes.
2024 as per the following proportion. This one is rolled out.
Yes.
Seems to me that we have not even utilized the full capacity of the 25 megawatts.
So these discussions, and like I said to you, as part of the PPA,
Mr. wasted his time to beg because he's not going to have even 125. He will not even. He wouldn't even have the 25 megawatts that he was crying after. He's going to get with the 10.
No, so
I'd agree with you when you say that. Yes, it's a part of our independence. If you want to call yourself an independent country or bucket like you,
of course,
you got to lead on yourself.
Of course.
So that means that don't rely on what comes from Ivory Coast. Generate, and I agree with the World Bank to say they will give us millions and millions of dollars, so that will be energy sufficient.
Yes.
But what I'm saying to you, this agreement we have with Ivory Coast is dead.
Great. So
this is it dead?
It's dead.
No. So you saying, and this does not only affect Liberia.
I don't care who it affects. No. Let me put it this way. I don't care whether it affects somebody in Sierra Leone. I don't care. I care what affects Liberia. This look, I care for myself. I don't care for whoever it is. Of course. What Africa has, what Sierra Leone has, I don't have it. So I care for Liberia.
Yes.
That was why Joseph Boakai went and carried his scalp. He knelt down before Mohammed. I want this thing because what are you giving me already cannot serve my purpose. So now you drop it to
we're talking about electricity independence. This is why the management
we
of
need
Liberia
to generate our own independence in terms of the sector, so that everywhere you let Joseph Boakai look for some money somewhere. So we build our own hydro.
Great.
And the bucket lead on their own self.
So this is why this is why the current Liberia management team has a parallel or aggressive agenda in terms of bringing out electricity independence.
We are left with 10 based on the situation, the constraint that Ivory Coast has. How many houses will they serve? What will they do for us?
Now, so
imagine we're having 25, we're still crying. Now we have 10. What do we expect?
So what we have as well is this is why the management of the Liberia Electricity was very cognizant when they took over in 2022. Last year, significant investment were made on the repairing of all of our 4 generators, the HFO. However, though it's capital intensive because we consume 1,000 gallons of fuel per 1 hour. So what we are doing right now, we will revert to utilizing the generators to be able to ensure that we keep the electricity expanded to our people. So we spent $2 million to repair those generators. They were seriously dysfunctional when this leadership took over. So at the moment, we are fully utilizing the generators, because the decrease of what we have received in our energy supply is about they were contributing, Agricos were contributing 59% to our daily energy consumption. Now they are contributing 11% based on the drought. So what we are to do now to mitigate that is to utilize the generators. And parallel to that, we are as well, and very key to recall on this, that the management has a full strategic plan in ensuring that we construct our new dam. As we speak, there is an ongoing 96 million.
You're talking about a dry door story. I have emergency now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the whole thing is all about. If Liberia going to advance economically,
Mm-hmm.
the burden of this advancement will be based solely on energy sector.
Yes.
That's what our independence has to be.
Great.
Now we're being hit hard. I'm asking you, what do we do next?
So this
Liberia will not be in darkness. If Joseph Baker will be president for the next 6 years, he has to show some juice that making sure that Liberia is energy independent. So they will find the money wherever they can find the money.
Mm-hmm.
They will find it. That's a long term relationship.
So,
But
so
we have a major situation now.
Yeah.
How do we handle that?
So what we're saying is that in terms of making sure that we mitigate this current challenge that we have right on our decks, we are fully utilizing the generators. But again, we have to start to ration currents in terms of ensuring that a little more time of outage be added so that we ration the current equally, like we have always done.
So let's ration it now.
Yes, so that's what we are.
Give me the road. How would we ration it? How many hours do people in Peace where we have, Central Monrovia we have, Monrovia and this environment we have, just ration.
So technically,
In the day,
the
who has
technical
current and who doesn't
information
have
that
current?
came in
Mhm.
this morning,
Mhm.
based on my conversation
Mhm.
with the transmission and distribution department.
Mhm.
So instead of now rationing for between 6 hours, we will now ration between 10 to 12 hours to ensure that everybody received the relevant.
12 hours a day.
Yes.
So how do you ration? I want to know.
So we have.
I want to know
schedule.
when
they are working.
I want to know when I put my TV on. I want to know when I put this. We just gotta know.
Yes.
You're gonna give us a schedule of
So we have
who
this
get light
schedule.
at what time and who doesn't.
So
have
we
light.
have this is a long schedule we have that will be sent to your station by close of today or tomorrow, and we will publish this on other social media platform and other radio stations, and then you can see by this time to this time you will be off and be on, because this is the challenge we have. Electricity is not something that will happen instantly. What we need to do is to make serious investment, ensure that we build cascading dams, and supplement that with solar plant like we are currently doing. At the moment, we are on the project under the LISAP that is constructing a 20 megawatt solar plant, the first time in Liberia.
Mhm.
And the current dam we are discussing that we have secured 300 million that will power about 200 megawatts. And as we speak, we are expanding the current Mancoffee. It was constructed to generate 88 megawatts.
Mhm.
Now the expansion project is ongoing, and we are expanding it from 88 megawatts to 126 megawatts. That's the kind of a rollout we are doing at the moment, while we are ensuring we're working on these challenges. But this is where we are.
You're not Monica 10, and I hope money was across this table to ask money.
Mhm.
And tell us honestly, sincerely,
Mhm.
Liberia with this sort of mega resources Joseph Baker had inherited from George Weah, what is the way out? Will privatization be the way out? Liberia doesn't have the money.
Mhm.
We don't have the money. So, and LEC cannot even manage this. Agricos that we were selling corn to in the morning hours, really has problems. So, what is the way out to do it? Do we privatize it? Do we give this into somebody who has the potential, who has the money, who has the know-how to give us electricity.
So it's a whole discussion. I think stakeholders in the energy
What
sector.
are your people? What are your people? What are you people suggesting? What is money suggesting? You said, looks, come on, this stuff we can roll it out. We
So
don't
there-
have the
there-
money
there-
to do it. Is money advancing
Mhm.
the suggestion of privatization, or he's saying, I'm going to hold on to it until it breaks down? What is it advancing?
So there are conversations.
What is
around
it
this.
advancing to Joseph Nyimabaika? He's the energy guy now. We cannot afford it. We don't have the capacity to run it. We don't have the resources to run it. So
Mhm.
what is he telling Joseph Baika?
So where
I don't
we
want to hear
are-
dry dog
Yeah,
story.
where we are now, LEC is a state-owned enterprise,
Mhm.
and we have a policy oversight institution
Mhm.
that is the Ministry of Energy. We have a regulator that is the
You
Liberia
gotta bring
Electricity
money, gotta bring
Corporation.
something on the table. What is he suggesting?
So I'm saying it's a kind of a whole discussion. LEC as a state-owned will not take unilateral decisions.
No,
Great.
you're managing our state.
Of course.
So what are you suggesting?
But we report to the regulator
Let me put it this way.
and the policy.
Let me put it this
oversight.
way.
Yes.
When children going to school in convent, put
Mhm.
it that way. Money makes $200. He has to take the children to school. Convent all instantaneously increase the school fees.
Mhm.
When he can afford it. Why don't he tell his wife?
So in our context,
In our context.
the
Yes.
electricity
What is he
context
telling
is a
us?
discussion, and I will continue to say
Their
Mr.
discussion we
Gelate.
have a subject.
Great.
What is he suggesting to us?
So-
The way out.
Yes.
He is the czar.
He will
Oh,
provide the management
will
has
provide.
the management has a clear roadmap towards this, and we believe that it requires stakeholder engagement to have a clear conversation. LEC as an institution will not unilaterally take a
Not
decision.
unilaterally. You
Great.
bringing
So
something
we
to the table
have
to
the-
discuss.
We have the Ministry of Energy, who is the policy oversight institution in the Republic. We have the regulator who regulates every activity.
But when you were
of-
selling current to LEC
Mhm.
in the morning hours, you didn't ask the regulators to. You didn't ask the stakeholders to tell us. You said we generated excess. So saying you come into work in the day and nobody is at the house, you put all the generators, your air conditioning, everything off. We said that one to Africans. That was your decision you made.
Yeah, that
Now,
decision.
I'm asking you, what
Uh-huh.
do we do? What is a short-term, medium-term, and long-term plan coming from money from money's desk?
So what I'm saying at the moment, what we need to do, what we are doing is that we have reverted to ensuring we utilize our thermal plant, which is the generators, to be able to efficiently reach all of our customers
With
in
the 10,
the period.
with the 10 megawatts we're dealing with,
Mhm.
because of this constraint,
Mhm.
and it might have a ratio of Labendi,
Mhm.
12 hours each.
Mhm.
How many sectors? How do we win the rounds?
Now, so we have
Give me the round.
we have the Mancoffey at the moment that runs one turbine because of the decrease, the significant decrease in the water level. And we have our HFO that is the generators complementing the Mancoffey. So what we intend to do is to ration the current because we have this is an unexpected, unprecedented news that we got in terms of the decline that Ivory Coast itself is experiencing natural gas reduction. So what we need to do, these are our contingency. So in the period, stakeholders are discussing. I believe strongly that LEC will not take a unilateral decision because we have a regulator. We have a policy oversight institution that is the Ministry of Energy. So I think there is a collaborative approach towards this. And what we know is that
you seem to be
electricity-
suggesting that even if we have to go to privatization, we need to have a national conference on electricity. That's what you're suggesting.
So stakeholders' engagement and management is very key when it comes to electricity. And LEC as an institution is also like seen by the regulators. So LEC is not the one going to pick or cherry pick an investment to come to Liberia. This is a conversation. Stakeholders must be involved. This is a collaborative approach that brings a fruitful result. But what I can say to you, at the period, LEC is now agendering to ensure that we construct a new dam. And this is what we focus on.
Construction of a new dam, my brother,
Mhm.
does not take months.
I do
It
agree.
does not take a year.
I do agree.
It takes time.
Mhm.
You know what you telling me? You said, "Baga, sit down for down in
Mm.
the next 6 years, you're not going to get this stuff worked out.
M-
You will not have the problem
Mr.
solved."
Gelatet, the Ghana and Ivory Coast today being electricity independent, it does not come over a year.
Look,
We met
I keep
this
telling
system
you, if
with-
we keep comparing ourselves with other people,
Mhm,
we're not going to go anywhere. We are the least.
mhm,
Maybe you don't want to, you don't hear this embarrassing history.
mhm.
Liberia is the least developed in the world. The least. You want that history? We don't want it. So don't compare me with Ghana. Don't compare me with Nigeria. We have a problem.
Mm.
We must give alternative to the problem.
Mm.
We have this shortfall. And I'm sorry for the old man.
Mm.
Sorry for Jose Nimabaka. Beg that boy, call himself Mohammed Sharif in Mohammed and showed him, I will give you additional 25.
Mm.
Drop the 25 to 10. And we don't know how to handle that.
Yeah.
If the 25 will not serve us,
Mm.
and Baka was begging, he better go on his knees and have a fast, prayer and fasting day for the difficult days ahead, because we're not going to have electricity soon.
Yes. So this is a crisis that is an old age crisis, especially when it comes to electricity.
When we call it old age crisis, it's insulting that Liberians are not thinking.
Yeah, because
we're not thinking.
we only have a single
we
dam
live,
that
we,
was.
we live today. We don't think about tomorrow. That's how we've been thinking.
We have a dam that was constructed to only power 88 megawatts. And of that 88 megawatts, this is where we are. Now there is serious issue of population increase. And LEC has a coverage area. And what we're doing now, years before, it was 35,000 customers. Today, we are talking about over 210,000 customers. So what we intend to do, Honorable Captain and his leadership.
No, you're talking about Monrovia. You're talking about Monserrato. We're not talking about Liberia. Monserrato, we're talking about.
Yes. So
and we're finding a bunch of excuses.
We have 4
Monserrato.
counties.
If you are going to my county, Lofa. If you're going to my county, Lofa,
Mhm.
I don't know what constraint you have. If you're going to Grand Crew,
Mm.
as remote as we are, I don't know what excuse you will give me. You're not talking about Monrovia yet. Monrovia is not energy independent. We Monserrato alone, we're not.
So
I tell you, I live a couple of places in Monserrato.
yes.
I live Joazon. They just told Corey that I live that Christmas light and before you get a shuffling. I live there. I live Mount Barkley. Sometimes it's go for hours and hours and hours, doesn't come. I live in Brewerville. You're talking about Monrovia, Labendi.
Mhm.
You can't
Mhm.
serve Monrovia, let alone Liberia. And you comparing me with Ghana and Ivory Coast and Ethiopia and Rwanda. Come on.
So this is what I'm saying. Last year's
When you go back to the office, tell Mr. Captain, he goes to stakeholder meeting, tell us, honestly, sincerely, let's privatize it because we don't have the resources. Let's take our
But
break.
please, before we take the break, I just want to do a follow, Mr. Fally. You
Yes.
talk about the ration, 12 hours and thing. Can you explain that 12? What do you mean 12 hours?
Who will have a
for
friend?
Yeah,
Who
one
will
community will get for 12 hours, strict 12 hours before another community gets for
Yeah,
12
yeah,
hours.
yeah.
So we have a schedule
Mhm.
based on the consumption.
Right.
So there are certain communities, a quantity or a megawatt would be given to that exact community
Joseph Baga,
based
Joseph
on the
Baga
consumption.
resident.
Based on the consumption, that's how the power outage is
Ria
going to
can't go without
last.
current. Forget it. Ria can't go without
So
current.
this is what I'm trying to say.
That
There
is
are
executive
certain
line.
communities
Right.
based on the consumption.
And the community is a real community. Joseph Baga will not want to come. So if we doing 12 hours, when will they get the Martin Brown? He just installed is something. He's not going to have it. Because when
No,
it comes
no.
from Joseph Baga 12 hours, we're not going to get Joseph Baga 12 hours.
No.
Let be realistic. Where the president lives is the seat of the government. He's the first citizen. If you ration your 12 hours, Joseph Baga is not going to have 12 hours.
So what
He will
we're
have it
saying,
definitely.
every
So in a
member.
sense, we're not going to ration 12 hours. Baka will have a constant 12 hours. The other guy will get them 2 hours.
So we
Let's take that break. When we come back, let's take that break and be right back.
After being in the business for more than 20 years, Uptown Garage has all it takes to make your car work best for you. Uptown Garage has all sizes of quality tires, We also have the efficient and long-lasting Uptown batteries. Uptown Garage also have a state-of-the-art 2023 upgraded diagnoser that can easily detect and fix any problem with your car. Is your car having any electrical problem? Or is it the air conditioner? Well, Uptown Garage has a professional electrician who is up to the task of programming and solving all electrical problems on your car. Uptown Garage is at the intersection of Broad and Nelson Streets with the Uptown Spare Parts store on Broad Street. We also have our garage and showroom at Rehab for original spark plugs from Japan, oil filters, engine oil, and everything you need to get your car working perfectly. Come to Uptown Garage. We'll give you 1 month warranty. Uptown Garage also have a tow truck that can tow your car anywhere for a fee. Contact Uptown Garage headquarters on 0777 553317 0886 553317. Branch on 0770 902865. Uptown Garage, your 100% Liberian owned business, is here to put a smile on your face.
Hey, Tanu, what happened to you so?
Julie, I worry. Oh, I need to pay my daughter's school fee first thing tomorrow morning. And today is Sunday. I finish and get worse.
But there's no problem there at all. It's possible you can still pay it tomorrow.
Lord, I tell you, I'm not level. I'm not joking. If you can't help me, tell me, Lou.
Yeah, I can help you. Oh. Let me ask you, have you heard about the EcoBank money emergency number?
You say what? Just leave me alone. I'm telling you, I need to pay my money tomorrow morning first thing. And then they'll open way 9 o'clock. They can't help me.
But you're not even going to the bank, Tanu. All you have to do is to dial *326# and request for 50% of your salary. You will pay EcoBank back within 13 days, and the interest are only 3%. The money will be sent to your account in a minute, and you can use your ATM card to withdraw it from any EcoBank ATM.
Dalame, you mean I'll get it the same day?
Oh yes, instantly. I mean, in a minute. But to you, EcoBank that baby.
I say so.
Oh, I beg you, yeah. EcoBank can make things happen sharp. For any money emergency, just dial *326# to help yourself out.
EcoBank, the Pan African Bank.
And that's right. Welcome back to the program 50/50 on Sky 107.1. We are here Monday to Friday, 10:30 to 11:30. This morning, we're looking at the issue of the Liberia Electricity Corporation. We're receiving 50 megawatts from Ivory Coast through the CRSG framework, but now we're receiving 10 megawatts. What does it mean? Our guest is Mr. Philip Kamara Fale. He's the Senior Manager of Communication, Information, and Public Affairs, Department of LEC. Join us now. Let's have a conversation. Call us on those numbers: 0777 777 107, 0777 777 107, 0777 221 223 are the numbers you can call us on to participate on the program this morning. Let's hear from the first person on the line. Call us on those numbers: 0777 777 107, 0777 221 223 are the numbers you can call us on. Good morning. Good morning. All right. You can also join us on our social media page. That's the Sky Communications Liberia Facebook page, Sky FM and TV, Channel 6. That's on YouTube, and drop your comments. Let's hear from the first person. Good morning.
Good morning, Matthias, and let me say good morning to Tima.
Good morning, sir. Welcome.
Thank you. This is Zach F. Bembo, and I call from Upper Cornwall this morning.
Mr. Bembo, please go ahead, make your point.
Yeah, T-Max, I think the decision by Ivory Coast to reduce us from 50 to 10 megawatts clearly says that Liberia, you are old, you need to grow. You can't continue to drink milk. You have drank milk for long, and there's time now that you need to start eating boom. You cannot continue to survive on order as an odious African country. So there's a need that you generate your own power. And Africa will soon tell us we can no longer give you current. That's the beginning of saying they can give us current. So I think the LEC will have to do more, like you said, T-Max, to privatize the sector so that more people can come and start to distribute current to various counties here than to just rely on a one LEC. Thank you for putting it on this morning.
Thanks for your contribution on the program as well. Join us on those numbers 0777 107 0777 221 223 are the numbers you can call us. And good morning.
Yeah, good morning. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Welcome.
Yeah, I'm Aruna Justice. I'm calling you from the Lower Magibi.
Go ahead.
Yeah. You know, Chief, I'm listening to the conversations with the studio guests, discussing the LEC process. I do believe with the percentage that you just read after we listen. Hello?
Go ahead.
Yeah. As per the information that he must get read, with the agreement that the president went in Ivory Coast to make, and then, listening to the percentage that the LEC is 20%, and now the mayor is telling us that it will be cut down from 25% to 10%. I do believe we are not living in the Mossorado belt. And today, if you can drop the LEC process from 25% to 10%, what is going to be the outcomes? Those are living outside Mossorado. So I do believe once we maintain the 25%, try to find another remedies to see how best they can put the LEC stable and, see how the livelihood will be better for other people. But as you can say, you're taking it from 25% to 10%, I think it's not relevant. It's not really good for the Liberian people. And I believe that you will not serve the people with the LEC well.
Okay.
So I thank you.
Thanks for your contribution, sir. He's listening and taking notes as well. Let's hear you. Good morning. Let's take this person from overseas. Good morning.
Good morning, Lambidi, and good morning, Timax.
Good morning, sir.
This is Kesali. I'm calling from Texas.
Kesali, go ahead.
Yeah, it is a shame that we still keep discussing this whole LEC thing, right, Lambidi? And what gets to me sometimes is that Liberia is just a different country. Other countries, it should be the service provider that should be begging the customers to come for the service, but in Liberia, it is the customer that begging the service provider to get them service. It is just a strange thing, very, very strange. That means if 10 cups of rice cannot feed your children in the home, how much you 2 cups of rice do for them?
I tell you.
It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. Look, our money chapter is entire leadership team should not be in that position right by this time we speak.
Why?
Right? They shouldn't be. They are overstayed. They are overstayed in one.
But is that the problem? Is that the problem with LEC overstay of the leadership, or we should think about something else?
The leadership have overstayed. The leadership have no new idea to be able to run the sector, and so they are not proffering anything to be able to move the sector forward.
Okay.
These guys are overstayed. They are not doing anything in that place. I mean, it is a shame that you be paying somebody $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, and other people are suffering. People are sleeping in the heat. They cannot even get anything to do. And if we have development coming to our country, Lamidi, there is one major thing that brings development into Nigeria, and it is the power sector.
Okay.
You cannot have roads, you cannot have agriculture, and nothing working in Liberia if you do not have energy.
So what would you recommend? Kesali, what would you recommend?
I would recommend one, the current leadership team, all of those high officials who are making all the money, all the experts that we brought should be getting rid of. Let's use our local management team that we've trained on the ground, pay them less money, and be able to create a completely new idea as to how we can move
but
forward.
Is Money Captain a foreigner? Anything. Is Money Captain a foreign person or what?
No. I'm not saying foreigner. I'm saying those experts who Money Captain is an expert as far as we're concerned. He's an expert. We consider him an expert in this area. And because the expert is not giving all his expertise to move the entity forward, he doesn't need to be in the position. He has overstayed and he's not providing us any expertise, so he should be going around, but now we speak.
Okay.
That's the best thing we can do.
Thank you, Kesali from Texas, USA.
That's what we need to do.
Hello? Yeah.
Good morning.
Hello? Yes. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're live. Go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Mohamed Tule. I'm calling from Atlanta, Georgia. Right? So I listened to the communication officer for LEC trying to lecture us on the issue of the Makofi Dam. We don't need to be lectured anymore. We are all aware of the dam, the capacity of the dam, and all of that. What I think, he should be telling us is how are they going to? What are any new ideas that they are offering to solve our country energy crisis?
We don't need you to come on here to come and lecture about something we already know. You know, we are asking, what are you guys going to do? So Liberians now, as you just tell us that we should brace for the worst.
What is your specific question? What's your specific question to Mr. Fale?
I'm not asking that guy a question because as easy. Throughout the whole interview, he said nothing new to us.
Okay.
So all we need to do is Liberians have to brace for the worst. I'm so sorry that Jacob Jumapua came into the presidency with such a bad news. You know, after he went to Africa to plead for an additional 50 on the megawatt, and it comes to find out that there is this unforeseen crisis that happened in Africa that they have to reduce our power. Power supply to Liberia. So Liberians, let us brace for the worst.
Thank you.
Your generator.
Thank you so much, my brother, for your contribution. Let's move on to this person. Good morning. That person left the line. Call us on those numbers: 07777 107 221 are the numbers you can call us on to participate on the program this morning. This is 50/50 on Sky 107.1. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Let's hear you.
Yeah, this is my call from Chocolate City.
Go ahead.
I think
on Skyworth this morning.
Go ahead, Cece.
Let me commend your studio guest. You know, for some of us, we will not get angry with him because he's just a messenger. We will not get angry with him, but to talk to the government. You know, the government that we are discussing, they came on a matter of experience. 40 years in government, so they knew how to maneuver, they knew the processes to go through for Liberian people to not suffer. I think it was good Honorable Boakai could not go Africa. He could just send money campaign with some delegate to go and meet the people. I think they could have some sympathy with us. They will not come and drop the current down. Because of the presence of the Liberian president going to Africa, then he came back camp, then they telling us they will be reducing our current. It's so sorry. Because that's what they told the Liberian people that John, we have government suffering the Liberian people. Do you know
what's the point now?
Don't go there. Now, job we are busy. Don't go there.
That is the point. No, but Mr. Jaladen, used to be.
So, Zeze, let me ask you. Zeze, let me ask you a question.
Yeah, ask me.
Do you know the problem between Liberia and Ivory Coast concerning this electricity thing that you were trying to blame the president for? Do you know the problem? Have you listened?
Also, the problem.
No, the question is clear.
What I'm trying to tell you.
No, you're not responding to the question. Do you know the problem right now?
Africa is telling us to say they do not have the capacity now to get up because they are going through crisis, and we know that. And what used to happen during the past when the government say all the other countries going through crisis, so that while the government not doing that, they say no, it's a lie.
Okay.
Because the government need to come suffer the Liberian people. So it's not a thing that we are.
Thank you so much, Zeze. Thank you. I don't want to. I could go on with you, but I don't want to delve into your party politics thing. Let's move on to this other person. Good morning.
Hey, Mataya.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, this is Mohammed MCK.
Go ahead.
I'm calling right now from the Cinco Bell.
Go ahead.
Okay. First of all, I'm commenting the LEC. I don't call it mayor in the
yes, senior communication manager.
I want to have some contradiction with him that he's selling current to Africa. You cannot sell current to Africa. Somebody who's generating power to you cannot sell power to him. Within the power distribution, you can't do that. Because if you have enough, why you cannot save the enough for yourself? Then you give to different person that tomorrow they have to give you another thing again. The one that you're giving to the man, why you didn't save that for your tomorrow generation? So that's one of my concerns. And secondly, in power generation, we have a lot of means and ways how you can solve this problem within the region. You know, Mata, we are suffering as a nation because the leaders we have, they don't sorry for all the masses because they have their generator and other things in their houses supplying them current. Mataya, you can live from here, you go anywhere in the world, you negotiate with people to come and give you power generation. Bring solar, wind, because these are things that countries use right now. The developed world uses solar and wind power. The money you spend on hydro, you know how much you spend to build a hydro? That alone can build a solar power for you that can able to power whole central Moravia, solar and wind. So instead of going for hydro, you spend a lot of money on hydro that tomorrow again the dry season, you're telling us that we don't have enough water to give us current. Then you have to rely on CLLSG.
Okay.
Why you can spend that money on wind and solar energy, which you can get efficient power to serve the country? Why? I think our people don't drive this way. They don't think about these things. I'm an engineer. I do electrical electronics engineering.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for your contribution on the program this morning. We're going to go for our second break. Okay, let's hear from Mr. Farley before taking a break. Mr. Farley, you listened to a couple of things, but while you go into that, there's this thing about the new meter you people are selling to us. All right. Got one, went to recharge. I think there is an existing amount on it already. but I went to recharge. I tried my $10. My man, I had only $20 that day. My expectation was to manage it. I tried 10, it couldn't go. I told the guy to try 15, it couldn't go. The meter accepted 20, so it took the whole 20. But that's not the concern. Okay. Why do we get reduction? Initially, the old ones, you recharge your $20, whether the month ends or not, is there. But this one, when the month ends, you are compelled to recharge. A couple of people are raising concerns about it. What is going on? How is it programmed?
So thank you for that. I think it's something very significant that the public needs to know. To a very clear understanding, we have what we call the service charge. The service charge is $2.50
per recharge.
No, it comes on every month. First recharge. Yes, in every month, and that $2.50 doesn't goes to the LEC. That is the LERC. That is the regulator. That money goes to. And it is a service recharge.
Why? Why are they taking service fees from us?
Great.
When the LEC is already here, we're paying our bills.
Great. So that is, like I said to you, the whole sector is positioned where we have the Ministry of Energy that sets the policy, and then the regulator, LERC, that regulates all of our activities. So this money has been in the policy as a service recharge, and that is paid on by customers on every first recharge in a month. So like the caller said, if you did not pay or recharge in 3 months, it accumulates. So every time you recharge in every month, that money is deducted as service charge. And that is not LEC. That is the policy that we follow. So that should be very clear. These are conversations. These are conversations that we should be having. And it's good that the caller raised that, and you as well made an addendum to that.
Right.
Great. So it is not LEC. That is a service recharge. And I think in every
what do we benefit from it? Because what you paying for service, I'm receiving this service from LEC, that is the supplier of electricity, and I go and pay my bill to LEC. Why is the regulator taking service fee from me, but not from LEC that receiving the full amount from me?
So I think you are a journalist. If you invite the regulators, I think they will be in the best position to speak of that.
Okay, yeah, that's fair enough. Let's move on to other points that.
So, and let me just take the last caller first on before others. There was this scientific research done, and that was very unique to Liberia. He talked about having the different way that you powered energy. So he talks about solar, and technically it's 4 ways: solar, thermal, hydro, and wind. But wind is now unique to Liberia based on the climate. So it is totally out of order. So that was a scientific research. So what you can invest in is solar, thermal, and hydro.
What is thermal?
Thermal is the generators.
Okay.
So this is why Liberia, the Liberia Electricity Corporation, first of its kind, is constructing a 20 megawatt solar plant in Liberia. And that project has kick-started. And for the issue of thermal, we have repaired all of our generators. We have 4 generators that is powering about 35 megawatts. You understand? And these generators came in. All of these were dysfunctional when this leadership took over. Another caller said that the leadership of Honorable Captain have overstayed. I just want to inform you, this leadership has only stayed 1 year, 8 months. This month make it 8 months.
But he's being in the system.
No, he took over as chief executive officer. This is 1 year, 8 months. This new leadership.
He's never been around the LEC before the 1 year, 8 months as consultant also?
No, he was chairman of the board.
Right.
Yes, he was chairman of the board.
I think that's where they are calculating all the time. You stay around.
No, you do not run the management of the corporation,
right?
As a chairman of the board. And one thing I want to state clearly is that this corporation, LEC, has been on a foreign management. You understand? From 2010 to 2018, Liberia Electricity Corporation was under a Canadian management contractors called the Manitoba. It expired in 2018. Then in 2018, it was renewed up to 2022 with another a company called the ESBR. It is now that the Liberian management team has taken over. And today we are seeing a 20 megawatts first of its kind to be constructed. We're talking about construction of a new hydro, that will produce about 200 megawatts. We are complementing solar, thermal, and hydro. And these are ideas that we are paralleling in engendering the aggressive electricity expansion of our country. Right. And it happens all because it is a library management team. So these are things that the people should know.
Are you done with the comments?
Do you have LEC to your house or you use your own generator?
Yes, I'm a customer of LEC.
Oh, okay.
Because the information we got is that a lot of you working there, you have your own generators.
I'm a customer to LEC.
But you have your own generator.
I am a customer to LEC.
You have your own generator.
A standby. You don't have a standby generator?
What I do know, I'm a customer to LEC. I'm a customer. We discuss in LEC.
We are told that Mr. Money Captain is also he also has a generator, a very big one at his house. But are you done with the comments? It's good that you do justice to them.
Basically, these are specific.
Privatization is one thing that people kept on emphasizing on as well.
Yes. So lastly, before you leave me for the commercial, privatization is something that LEC itself, and I want to say this, LEC is like any other company that will be privatized. We are licensed, and we are not we do not have the sole authority to say LEC should be or the energy sector should be privatized. We have a regulator, and we have the policy oversight institution, that is the Ministry of Energy. We are a state-owned enterprise. We can recommend, as far as I'm concerned, before you agenda any kind of electricity revitalization process, you need to ensure that there should be a stakeholder engagement. And this is a call for where everybody will sit around the table and assess the issues, why it is good, what's the advantages of a private company and disadvantages. You understand?
And that's why I will have to bring in LERC here to explain to me why my $2.50 is taken from my recharge when LEC is receiving more of that money. Let's go for a break. When we come back, Julius would bring us comments from our social media users.
After being in the business for more than 20 years, Uptown Garage has all it takes to make your car work best for you. Uptown Garage has all sizes of quality tires. We also have the efficient and long-lasting Uptown batteries. Uptown Garage also have a state-of-the-art 2023 upgraded diagnoser that can easily detect and fix any problem with your car. Is your car having any electrical problem? Or is it the air conditioner? Well, Uptown Garage has a professional electrician who is up to the task of programming and solving all electrical problems on your car. Uptown Garage is at the intersection of Broad and Nelson Streets with the Uptown Spare Parts Store on Broad Street. We also have our garage and showroom at Rehab for original spark plugs from Japan, oil filters, engine oil, and everything you need to get your car working perfectly. Come to Uptown Garage. We'll give you 1 month warranty. Uptown Garage also have a tow truck that can tow your car anywhere for a fee. Contact Uptown Garage headquarters on 0777 553317, 0886 553317, or our rehab branch on 0770 902865. Uptown Garage, your 100% Liberian-owned business, is here to put a smile on your face.
Tanu, what happened to you so?
Julie, I worry. I need to pay my dollar school fee first thing tomorrow morning. And today is Sunday. I finish and get one cent.
But there's no problem there at all. It's possible you can still pay it tomorrow.
Lord, I tell you, I'm not Leo. I'm not joking. If you can't help me, tell me loan.
Yeah, I can help you. Let me ask you, have you heard about EcoBank Money Emergency Number?
You say what? Just leave me alone. I'm telling you, I need to pay my money tomorrow morning first thing. And then be open way 9 o'clock. They can't help me.
But you're not even going to the bank, Tanu. All you have to do is to dial *326# and request for 50% of your salary. You will pay EcoBank back within 30 days, and the interest are only 3%. The money will be sent to your account in a minute, and you can use your ATM card to withdraw it from any EcoBank ATM.
Dalame. You mean I will get it the same day?
Oh, yes. Instantly. I mean, in a minute. But to you, EcoBank that baby.
I say so.
Oh, I beg you, yeah. EcoBank can make things happen sharp. For any money emergency, just dial *326# to help yourself out.
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
That's right. Welcome back to the program 50/50. Welcome back. We're here again. We're here Monday to Friday. So that's 10:30 to 11:30. We're privileged to have with us this morning Mr. Philip Kamara Moore, my former boss, I must say. All right. He gave me a job before. Yeah, several years back. But let's hear from Julius Akobo Boki to read us comments from our social media users.
Okay, thank you, Matthias. Let me start with this one from Anthony W. Gates Sr. Said, leave all the rhetoric. Where are we with this LEC? Emmanuel Jijua said, if this management team that has been at LEC for years cannot take us to the next level, it is time for infusing new ideas. We need a drastic leadership team. Munya Sharif said, good morning. I'm following from district number 9, Cinco. Jimin Kofa said, we are not here. Okay, I think the son is dead. Robin Cooper said, it's not the leadership fault, Mr. Collar. Jesus can't change anything at this entity. It's clear. You need to produce the energy in order before even discussing the distribution. Liberia has got the capacity to do a capacity problem or period. He said, Emmanuel Jujua Kamba said, LEC needs rebranding, privatize LEC. Let's come to Eric Passer. We say, T-Max, your brand of journalism is outdated. Let me leave that one. Let's come to Kevin Boyo. Say, I believe Mount is a money captain doesn't have the technical know-how. After 350 million was expanded by the Ellen and George Weah government to remove or to privatize this same hydro. Please, President Boakai, LEC needs some solution. I guess you want to say that. And let's come to Raymond Dose. Philip Fale is protecting the institution of which he works for. He said, I will do the same. Okay. Let's come to Seth S. Kegba. Said, good morning, 50/50 family and the peace-loving people of Liberia. I'm deeply, closely following you from Johnsonville, Walker Hill in district number 2. Emmanuel Bashiru said, why some parts of Monrovia is off right now if we are getting more power in days. Well, I'd like to hold it, Matthias, to come back to you to continue on the program 50/50.
Thanks to Julius for the comments there from our social media users. Before we cross over to Mr. Farley, let's quickly bring you the editorial today from the Front Page Africa newspaper, Liberia's, with the caption, Liberia's economic wake-up call, time for fiscal responsibility and strategic reforms. The economic tremors shaking Liberia demand immediate attention and resolute action from our leaders. The revelation of the looming US $10.7 million budget deficit should serve as a wake-up call, signaling that it is time to prioritize financial prudence and revenue generation over short-sighted policies. Senator Amara Connor's impassioned plea to his colleagues is not just a call for action, it is a clarion call for responsible governance. His memo underscores the urgency of shifting focus towards revenue mobilization to avert a fiscal cliff that threatens to destabilize our already fragile economy. The decision to suspend surcharges on petroleum prices, while well-intentioned, has unmasked a critical flaw in our fiscal management. It is evident that measures aimed at providing relief must be balanced with sustainable strategies to mitigate revenue losses and stimulate economic growth. Senator Connor's recommendations for revenue enhancement are not mere suggestions. They are imperatives for our economic survival. From scrutinizing the telecom sector's contributions to re-evaluating the personnel income tax table, these steps are crucial to shoring up our finances and ensuring fairness in taxation. Moreover, his proposal to reallocate expenditures towards key growth sectors like health, public works, agriculture, and education is a pragmatic approach to fostering long-term prosperity. By redirecting resources from less productive areas, we can invest in sectors that will propel Liberia towards sustainable development and prosperity for all. The senators call to streamline the government and reevaluate support for non-revenue generating state-owned enterprises demonstrates a commitment to efficiency and accountability. It is time to shade the weight of unnecessary bureaucracy and refocus our resources towards initiatives that will yield tangible benefits for our citizens. The disparities highlighted in withholdings for state-owned enterprises and SMEs underscore the need for transparency and accountability in our tax system. Liberia cannot afford to overlook potential revenue streams while essential services languish due to budget shortfalls. And lastly, as we confront this fiscal challenge, let us heed Senator Connor's clarion call for fiscal responsibility in strategic reforms. The time for complacency is over. The time for bold, decisive action is now. Liberia's economic future hangs in the balance, and it is incumbent upon our leaders to steer us towards a path of prosperity and sustainability. Mr. Fale, how would you like to close?
Firstly, I will want to say to our many callers that the current leadership at the Liberia Electricity Corporation and do understand the challenges and the gross, passion for everybody receiving electricity.
Right.
And one thing that we want to make very comprehensive is that we at LEC as well, we are customers. And the first thing that should be established here for electricity independence, you must firstly have the generating capacity. At the moment, we do not have. We have only a very single Mine Coffee hydro that only powers 88 megawatts. So we are doing what we can. The current management team that is just 1 year, 8 months, we are implementing aggressive projects from the solar end, the thermal, and the hydro. When we construct this new hydro, it's going to power about 200 megawatts, complementing the expansion of the current Mine Coffee from 88 to 126 megawatt, right, including the solar, the first solar plant we are currently constructing. When these infrastructures are developed, right, or built, then we can talk about mismanagement, we can talk about inefficiency, but we do not have these things. So what we need to do is, and we urging that everybody should just be very calm and supportive, and that we are doing what we can to ensure that we bring electricity recovery to our country.
All right, thank you so much. He's Mr. Philip Kamara Fale. He's the senior manager of communication. I want to get this clear. He's the senior manager, communication, information, and public affairs department of the Liberia Electricity Corporation. I'm Matthias Labindi. I've been here with the Dorian of Talk Show, T-Max Girardi. Join us again tomorrow for another fascinating edition of the program 50/50.